We're live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today we're drinking Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey. Well, you know,
And maybe other stuff.
as I may have said in a recent review, we go full cliche for the holidays. So we're going green and Irish and ginger. So this is the first time I've been a redhead on camera.
Just giving it a try.
And we lost one viewer over that. As soon as I said ginger, somebody left.
So that's just...
Sir Cuts is in the house. What's up, Sir Cuts? The show will begin shortly. The show is live.
The show is live.
So we're doing some Irish whiskeys just for the St. Patty's Day thing here, and we're going to screw around for a while and drink these live just for the hell of it. We're not looking for a winner between these necessarily.
I'm looking for a winner, but to be honest, I mean, I had this a couple years ago. I don't remember having James. I'm sure I've had it at some point in my life.
We just did a whatever Wednesday on that, like
seriously
within the last couple months, like few months, maybe 4 months, something like that. Steve Joes is in the house. Happy St. Pat's Day. Happy St. Pat's Day to you. Bourbon School is here. Hey, what's going on? Brian and Lauren in the house, or maybe it's just one of them or both of them. I don't know. Let us know. So, yeah, we're doing some Irish here. So we've got Jameson, just the standard basic. This one is called the Dubliner. It's a 10-year.
And it's based on the pour. It looks like Chardonnay. It is very light in the glass.
Yeah, it is. It's the only age-stated one on here. Well, this one is a blend of 2 4-years, but it's absolutely the lightest one on the bar. I bought this probably 3 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
And I've drank that much of it because I had it and I really did not like it. And so I just it's been sitting in the back of the shelf for a long time. And then I was thinking about like Irish whiskeys we could do. And I was like, oh, I kind of forgot I had that. So we'll try this one again. I remember one of the things I didn't like about it is it had a weird oily mouthfeel, which now is something we look for in bourbons. I bought this back before I even really was, fully into bourbon yet.
So Sir Cuts was distracted by a bourbon.
They had nice. Where did you get that, Sir Cuts? Because he's in
Minneapolis area, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Major G is in the house. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Dude, I bet you've got some stuff going on down at Hayes.
They have a
for St. Patty's Day. I mean, that's a busy schedule. Yeah, I've been seeing on the Instagram. They've got all kinds of stuff going on.
Irish pubs. This is like Christmas for them.
Yeah.
So World Series.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Their World Series.
So we also have the Sexton. We did this last St. Patrick's Day. That's a single malt finished in, I believe it's sherry.
I think so.
It says on there somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's go with sherry.
Yeah.
This is Redlocks. We actually did a review of this not that long ago. This is actually a corn-forward grain Irish whiskey finished in a few different barrels. One of them's a rye. I think it's a very small percentage of it is finished in rye. But that one's pretty good. And then this one is called Keeper's Heart. This is actually a local Minnesota whiskey.
Well, the whiskey itself comes from Ireland and from America.
Yeah, they're sourcing the Irish whiskey, obviously, because you can't make Irish whiskey in Minnesota. But it's a blend of Irish whiskey and rye. And it's 110 proof.
Mm-hmm. We just did a review. You'll see that come out in a couple days.
Yeah, so before we started the live, we actually did a review of this because we wanted to come into this one blind and give it its own review. And that's going to come out as a bonus video on St. Patrick's Day. So, spoiler alert, it's pretty good, which you'll find out as we get to it. Because I have a feeling I'm going to like that one the most of these because it's the highest proof.
Why do you call
Certex.
Old McForester?
I'll call it Old McForester. I like it.
And Ryan is here.
Skooski in the house. San Skizzle is in the house. All right, so let's get into these. You're going to go, I was going to say, do we have to do these in order? I just kind of wanted to taste all of them.
Well, that's all I'm doing.
Because we've never really tasted a bunch of, we've done a lot of where we'll taste random bourbons against each other. We've never done that with really different kind of whiskey. Uh-huh. So let's get into the Chardonnay, the age-stated whiskey that's on the bar.
So it's bright. It's got a nice flavor, but it's...
I remember there just being something off-putting about it. But again, I was a completely different whiskey drinker back then. So actually, you do get a little bit of barrel influence. I don't know what kind. I think it's probably bourbon casks, I would imagine.
I get a particular
bourbon cask
note. Oh, really? Bourbon cask?
Yeah.
It didn't help.
You what? I didn't. I'm sorry. I was nosing, getting some sniffs, and reading comments at the same time. Major said Red Locks is one of his favorites.
Yeah, totally agree. Red Locks is nice.
I do like the Red Locks. That's good. So what were you?
I get a very you know how when we had that Chardonnay finished? Yeah, exactly. There was a flavor. This is in that range.
It's got the burnt hair. It reminds me of the rosé cask finish. It's got a little bit of the burnt hair. I do not care for that. This is normally a $60 bottle of whiskey. I got it because they had it on the clearance rack for $13.
Huh, I wonder why.
I was like, yeah, it comes in a tube. It's 10 years old for $13. Of course I'm going to buy that.
It was in a cardboard tube?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Actually, I think it was like a plastic tube. I might still have it around here.
Yeah,
look at how fancy it is. I store stuff in this now.
Oh,
so
that's
it
nice.
looks cool on the shelf.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, for $13, I'm buying that every time.
Yeah,
nothing
totally.
else. Just as a seat filler on the shelf. Kill a different bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something about that. That's so weird.
It is so off that it's almost like the bottle's bad. Wow, that's household cleaner.
Malted barley.
Yeah.
Single malt, aged 10 years in bourbon cask. Like how does that differ so much from
bitterness and a whew. I'm gonna go back to the Jameson just to see what I think, because
the bitterness is evening out, but there's burnt hair in there. That is a 1980s perm. For sure. Oh, Mike Myers here. What's up, Mike?
Mike.
Steve Joe says, if I was forced to drink Irish, though, I did like Jameson Black Barrel. When I first got into whiskey, that was one of my first, like, a little more expensive bottles, meaning like $40. And I really liked it back then. The last time I had it was a couple years ago, and I had a pour of it. Now, granted, I had been drinking all day. And I just didn't care for it that much. I'd mostly been drinking bourbon and beer. So I think it kind of fell off a cliff for me. But I did really enjoy that bottle when I owned it. JT, what's going on, man? How's it going?
I'm moving on to the Sextant. I'm going to have to go back and revisit the Dubliner at some point. But
I haven't touched the Jameson yet, but I'll go to the skeleton bottle here with you. Some of these bottles I've had this for a couple years open too.
Yeah. I had mine for quite a while, but I finally killed it.
Compared to this one, you really get the sherry cask.
The wine finish. It's very prominently wine forward. I'm assuming it's sherry. I'm going to look.
I think it is. I'm almost positive it is.
Copper pots.
Copper pot still. It should say somewhere there's a little story about like a crypt or whatever, hence the skeleton on there. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Most of these, and I'd like to hear you guys' comments too. Like, if you're a bourbon guy, like I think most of us are, like sitting around and drinking more than one pour of a Scotch or an Irish, depending on what it is, really just doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's good, and I enjoy having it, but it's kind of, for us, I think and I imagine for like a regular Scotch drinker to sit down with and have a wild turkey.
Yeah, right.
That'd probably be one and done.
Yeah,
that's probably plenty for you.
Go back to what I know.
Go back to what I know and love.
Yep. Hanging.
Seamus McBen and Liam O'Gregory. That's awesome.
From the Hanging.
Did you see the thumbnail where I made Greg a ginger?
You've gone too far, man. You've gone too far.
Some things just aren't funny, man. Ooh. Little candied fruit kind of bubblegummy note on that.
Mm-hmm. Grapey.
Oh, Bourbon School Lauren. I like Oban, but it doesn't beat bourbon. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, totally agree.
So
we try the Red Locks.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to next. I have to well, never mind.
So not only is it Bourbon School, it's I'm assuming both. Or
we'll say Bourbon School Lauren, and then Brian is because I asked earlier, and he said Lauren wasn't there.
Oh, so she has her own account. So that's what I did. I created an account called the Gregor's Bourbon.
And I've got Bourbon Note Ben.
Yeah, just because when I surf in the YouTube watching other people, I don't want to be on this channel just because I don't log into it all the time.
That is nice.
It's very nice. It's pleasant.
I'm going to say something we've never said on this channel before. I would like to see this at a higher proof. The problem I think I have with these is the 80 proof. It just doesn't do it for me anymore.
So what is this? Is it just malted barley, 100% pot
No.
Oh, triple distilled.
It's mostly corn. It's a mostly corn. It would qualify as a bourbon mash bill. I can't remember what the percentages are.
Yeah, that's right.
But when I almost thought that was a malted barley profile the first time I smelt it, I was in the store and they had samples of it, and I was shocked when they told me it was mostly corn.
Bushmills is not bad. I'm okay with
differentiate.
Although I don't know if there's more than one, and I've only had like just basic one.
More than one what?
Bushmills.
Oh yeah, they've got a few different ones. We kind of copied that. Hey, that's not a problem. It's a good idea. Run with it. Because so I have my own YouTube profile. I don't have anything uploaded to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Bourbon No Ben one. The thing is that I have that one as the premium where I don't have to watch commercials. And
Ditto. That's one of the reasons why I use my personal account to watch stuff.
Yep, exactly. And then you want to comment on it, but I want people that we know on here to know who it is that's commenting.
Exactly.
So that's a good way to do it.
And I don't always watch bourbon stuff. I watch science stuff and other things that are interesting to me.
Yeah. How was the Dempsey's? What is that? The Dempsey's?
Dempsey's? None of these say Dempsey.
Oh, this is Dubliner. Is that what you mean? That may be hard to read because this only broadcasts in 720p.
Oh, yeah.
Or are we just missing something completely?
Well, that could be.
Which is entirely possible because that would not be the first time. I like to say corn forward. Yes. This is a corn forward Irish whiskey. Well, they said maize, which... Does that mean something different in Ireland? Maybe it does. Maybe I've been wrong about that.
I mean, I always thought corn was like America's grain. Like maybe it exists elsewhere in the world, but that's really America's. That's why bourbon came to be, is because we couldn't import whiskey at a fair price. So we created our own.
We have a great climate in the center of the country for corn. So
yeah,
around here,
a
lot of corn. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into this. So this is the Keeper's Heart 110 proof blend of 4-year Irish whiskey and 4-year American rye.
We just did a review of it. That'll be coming out on Friday. Spoiler alert, it's pretty good.
You know what's weird about this one is, and I kind of felt this the first nosing of it when we just did the review before we started the live stream.
Sweet tarts.
Yeah, there's something like tarty about it. It's almost, it could be off-putting, but it's not. But it doesn't taste like that. And as we got into it in the review, it softened up and it just kind of became something different. Now it's also against 4 other whiskeys in front of it. So, God, when you go from 80 proof,
it's noticeable.
It's so much better.
But I actually think I would really like to try their 86 proof. They're kind of their budget one. Because this is genuinely a nice, pleasant whiskey.
Yeah,
I like the flavor. I like everything about it. I like this one. Jameson's fine. This one,
I don't like that.
Is so out of place. And this is very grapey, which I tend to like, but it's, it's wine finished.
Yeah, I've said before, when we talk about the proof, when I'm so used to drinking stuff that's at least even 90 or, in the 100 area, it tastes like something that I'm noticing is watered down. Like when you leave a drink sitting out and the ice melts too long and you come back to it, it's like, yeah, it still tastes all right, but you can taste the water in it.
Sure.
That's what I get when I drink 80 proof bourbons now, or whiskeys. I get like that. It feels like something has gone wrong with it because it's just too, and then I drink this 110 proof one. It's like, okay, that tastes like you just freshly opened the Coke versus letting it sit out for 15 minutes and now the ice has melted in it and it's watered it down slightly.
Okay. I'm gonna go back through looking for the too watered down kind of profile.
Okay. Well, we're going back to, I didn't have any of the Jameson yet.
Okay.
I thought the Dubliner was Dempsey's, another budget Irish. Okay. Happy St. OG Brick 420. What's going on? Early celebration. Yes, this is our early celebration night. We used the 86. Did you, Brian, did you have the 86 proof of this? I don't think I saw that video of yours. It's a great observation. I agree. 80 is far too...
For bourbonites.
Low for us bourbon. Yes, there you go. I like that.
The bourbonites.
Yes. Why didn't we think of that?
Well, I did think of,
There was a whole list of
yeah
titles.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there because I have another channel that Ben doesn't even know about.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh, well, why don't I could give you a subscriber on it. What is it? Wait, is it weird?
No,
is it on YouTube or is it on a different website?
It's YouTube. I just have a reserved.
Oh, he's got it reserved in case this doesn't work out. Is that what it? Okay.
No, it's more of a secret club for the bourbon special people.
That includes everybody in the chat except for me. So Greg's going to start.
Yeah.
And everybody in there is like, yeah, we know. We got the email invite already. Don't tell Ben.
You know, that genuinely tastes like burnt hair. Like 80 proof is not the issue with that one. It tastes like burnt hair.
Yeah, it does.
It's horrible.
Just found a bottle of Rowan Co. blended Irish whiskey on the shelf. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I've never had that, but the whiskey nerd, Matt and Rose, they really like Rowan Co. products. I've seen them do a bunch of reviews of that. Okay. You, sir, are what you refer to as a proof whore. Yes, I am. A dirty, filthy proof whore.
I tend to be much more accepting of lower proof, as we know. I do like a brand that sticks at 80 proof no matter what.
Do you like all proofs? You just take any proof? At all, like just any old proof. Whereas I like just like high proof. So I would say that makes you the whore.
No, I really like 100 proof. I think that's a good spot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think 110 and plus is too much, and 90 is okay. You can kind of squeeze in. 80 often is too low.
That 100 proof is good for any occasion.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't go wrong with it.
Yep.
I am one myself. OG Brick is also a hua. Okay, so it sounds like Bourbon School. How did I miss the Keeper's Heart?
Greg After Dark.
105 is better. Vid comes out on it comes out on Friday. Okay, sweet. So we both have a Keeper's Heart video come out.
Oh, nice.
On Friday.
That's amazing.
103. Blanton's Gold would pass.
Never had it.
I've never had that. Yeah, Greg After Dark.
No,
I like that.
Now I have to say the name. It's just called the Bourbon Templars. It's not a very good name. That's why I haven't gone anywhere with it.
Have you uploaded videos?
No.
Oh, well, that might be the first thing for a YouTube channel.
I'm not trying to grow it. I would just reserved it.
Again. So now that I know that Greg has a backup plan. See, anything less than 90 has been overly watered down before it got in the bottle. Yeah. Hey, Brian.
So do you know that as a fact, I'm always curious at what like proof range when they go to, empty the barrels. Because we know there's evaporation that happens. Mm-hmm. What evaporates more, the water or the ethanol?
I think as a general rule, the ethanol does, but then water gets soaked into the barrel. But a lot of them go higher. I mean, most cast strength stuff goes higher than the.
I know. So it's like magic.
It's weird because I think the water evaporates faster.
So Ben's going water.
Yeah.
So who here is team ethanol? Who here is team water?
Andrew Main Price. That's a new name in the chat that I don't think we've seen before.
No, he's had that name for a while.
All right, I'm going to get my own channel name reserved and started where I don't have to deal with this. First ever pour was Jameson. I would imagine that's probably for a lot of people. Jameson is a, kind of an early into the career. Oh, hey, Sean's in the house. Whiskey Wars. Sean. Cheers, you fellas. At the bourbon note. Cheers
I had it in coffee because when you go to Canada and you order Irish cream, what do they do?
Irish coffee?
Yeah, Irish coffee.
Isn't it like Bailey's?
It's something? Bailey's. You're right. It's not Jameson.
First ever pour was Wild Turkey. The one rule is don't tell Ben about it. All right, so Bourbon School likes the Rowan Co. Oh my God, there's so many chats.
Yeah, you got to go faster.
That's awesome. Well, I can't possibly get through all these. So here's the thing.
So Lawrence's 100 is perfection. I totally agree.
It's the most versatile of all the proof points, I think. 100 or 90.
So I tend not to be a big fan of government, but I really do like the Bottled and Bond Act. Yeah, it's my favorite law, if I'm honest.
Proof whore and proud of it. Yes, me as well. I've had Redbreast 12 before, but that was a very long time ago, and I don't know what is that the proof?
Cast strength Redbreast.
I would imagine that's super expensive.
Huh, never heard of it. But I don't really.
I wish I could find the cast strength Redbreast, but I can't. Okay. Oh, hey, at the Bourbon School. Okay. They're talking to each other. That's awesome. Greg, we need content. Depends
All
on
right,
placement in the rick
so
house.
Lauren and I are going to start up the Backup Bourbon channel.
There you go. Well, maybe Brian and I will start our own channel.
Called the Backup.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Ethanol evaps is lighter and evaporates faster. And Sean says it depends on temp and whether or not water evaporates. Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on a minute here. The Bourbon School is having a conversation with Whiskey Wars.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
It's a little bit like when your current girlfriend's having a conversation with your previous girlfriend.
Is that what that's like?
It is. It's a little awkward.
So which one of them is your ex? I'm not even sure how to deal with that one. Lower floors, lower temp means more water evaps.
Can you back that up with science?
Are you talking? Okay, never mind. It depends. It can go higher. Bourbon can't be barreled above 120. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Brian. Is that because sometimes it goes well above the barrel entry.
But some distilleries actually enter at a lower proof.
I also found a Redbreast cask strength 115. Now I'm torn on what to try. I would go for the Redbreast cask strength.
Yeah, no kidding.
Brian likes 107 proof. Is it that you like 107 proof as a proof point, or is that there's some great bourbons at 107 proof?
I mean, there's what's the Jim Beam Baker's 107?
Yep.
Obviously the Weller.
And then the Rip Van Winkle and the Weller. Hit the like button. Thank you, Sean. I had it wrong. It makes water evap. Cold makes alcoholic. Okay, so it's a different depending on temperature. All right, so I've been going through the comments enough here that I'm still on the Jameson. To get back into this Dubliner here.
That's genuinely a bad whiskey.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It will sit on the shelf. I refuse to dump whiskey out.
Yeah,
there's got to be a use for it.
I dumped whiskey once and I felt bad about it instantly.
As well, you should.
Yeah, I should. But it was George Dickel. They should have felt bad about it as well, to be honest.
That one did suck. Man, when you come off of this Dubliner, that Sexton is really good.
Anything's really good.
Yeah, that's true. One. But this one, I'm noticing that little kind of cookie biscuity note a little more with that wine finish.
Okay, so really Brian just made a reference to Wild Turkey. And
Wild Turkey enters lower. That's why 101 is
correct.
So good.
I think 113 proof is what their entry is.
Something like that, yeah. Let's see.
Yep.
Hotter, higher placement in the rick house makes higher proof. Lower, colder makes lowest proof. Sorry for the confusion. Okay. You can always mix.
Oh,
Lauren, I honestly don't know if this is. You know what we should? This would be a great thing to do with this.
Send it to our viewers.
Yeah, so
samples.
And other channels. So we'll coordinate, and you guys can try the. We should send this and then the Penelope Rosé as like a as a 1980s mall salon.
I need to try that again just to see if I still get that note because I get it. I think it's worse on this one.
All this banter is well and good, but what will the blend taste like?
It's gonna be like apple cider because there's a lot of malted barley, a little bit of barrel spice, tiny bit of grape. I don't know if I'm gonna include this in the blend because it adds.
You have to include it in the blend.
Okay.
Yep. There's no.
All right.
There's no bailing out here.
Yeah. It's better than anything else.
It's so good. When you get that higher proof, it's so much better. It's like these were all good. Then you get that one. It's like it's just like a warm hug.
See, I disagree that the higher proof is what's special about it. It's overall a more complex, interesting whiskey.
It definitely is, but the proof helps. I mean, you get that little bite that I'm looking for, and include them all. It's science.
Yeah, it's Steven. I've corrected my opinion. And
so I noticed.
What's the Willet Purple Top? I know a little bit about Willet Distilling, but
I have yet to have a Willet product that I really like.
We did not hate the Willet in the cool looking bottle.
That was the one I was surprised by. And the only reason is because I've heard that that's like hot garbage in a bottle.
And it wasn't hot garbage. It was fine.
But we had extremely low expectations.
Exactly.
I was expecting to gag on it. And somebody's going to clip that. So when I was editing tomorrow's video, like we were a disaster in that video.
Which video?
The wild turkey. So here's our video for tomorrow, by the way. Or it's already available tonight if you're on our Patreon.
Yeah, it's already posted.
This is a rare breed unfiltered. You can only get it in international duty-free.
Duty-free. It's also a liter.
It's really good. Spoiler alert. It's wild
what's wrong
turkey.
with the video?
Well, remember at the end how we screwed it up?
Oh, and then we came back and had to redo. Well, we did the blend.
Should we just confess? Because there's another thing that I screwed up in that video that neither one of us noticed.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so
I'm almost embarrassed to say it.
Say it.
I forgot to say "bam" when I brought the bottle in.
Oh. To be honest, we've not actually filmed a video in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So we filmed a bunch ahead of time. I was out of the country for a few days, and so and then we got to the end of it, and we forgot to do the blend because we were comparing that to regular rare breed. And then I was editing. I was like, oh no, I forgot to do the BAM. But then again, I did bring it in from behind the box. But spoiler alert, I edited in a BAM. So look forward to that. Or for our Patreon subscribers, you can go watch it right now. Are we doing this already?
I'm doing it.
All right.
So here's my summary of Irish whiskey, and I absolutely am totally interested in visiting the amazing country of Ireland. The whiskey just seems to be okay. Like,
I think that we need to explore some higher proof Irish whiskeys and
higher
scotches.
age, just because it's my lack of experience with Irish whiskeys, but I don't get enough difference to think they're interesting. This one is interesting, but it's different.
I mean, I notice a difference between these, but this one for sure.
That one's just weird.
So here's the thing, though. All of the, aside from this one, all the Irish, I think that this is at least close to 80 proof. Yeah. All the Irish and Scotches that we've done, all of them have been 80 proof. So imagine if you had never had anything above an 80 proof bourbon.
Right.
Like, how complex would you really think the category of bourbon is?
But every Scotch I've ever had is either really malted barley forward and kind of
in the
same,
sense it's like 100% malted barley,
or it's finished in bourbon barrels or wine barrels. And then you have the interesting.
Well, it's actually aged in them.
Well,
fully aged.
Yeah. So that's where the interesting note comes for some of the Scotches I've had.
Yeah. Let's see.
Penelope Rosé. I liked it, but there is a prominent weird note.
I don't think you like it.
No,
I thought you didn't like that. So, well, if you like that, maybe
I should probably compare, but I'm not going to take that home to compare.
Let's see. I don't get the same note you guys do off of the rosé. It's dry whiskey, decent in my opinion. Okay, so Sir Cuts doesn't get the.
So I've had a thought maybe our bottle is just weird.
Willet Purple Top is amazing. Did you guys not like the Penelope Rosé at time? I did not like it.
I liked it, but I got a weird note that I can only describe as burnt hair.
Yeah,
or
and like
maybe like salon, the smell of chemicals from a salon as you walk through a mall. Wild Turkey Weeder.
What?
Yes, please. What the heck is that?
I've never heard of them having a weeder. Did we say something about a weeder?
You talked about weeders earlier, but I don't.
The Willet Estate 4-year rye is grossly funky. Never tasted anything like it and don't want to. Did I hear that right? No. Wild Turkey Weeder. What?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm really interested because I thought they only had one mash bill. Bourbon School. If you've not subscribed to their channel yet.
Yeah, go check out Bourbon School and Whiskey Wars. I would hope everybody in here already is.
So who here has a channel?
I do plan on heading back to the store because the Redbreast 15 is on sale. Nice. Gordon Murphy is here, says good evening. Good evening, Gordon.
Gordon.
All kinds of comments. You guys are awesome. I just opened the Redbreast 12. Sweet. I'd like to try that again. Jameson Irish Whiskey Special Reserve 12 years. Good.
Wow. Some good whiskeys there.
I was going to hold off until Friday, but today seems fitting. I mean, yeah, always open it, right? Let's see. I'm sorry, I thought you mentioned a Wild Turkey Weeder.
I honestly don't know what the Willet Purple Tops are. Are those like
that's
special
like they're
releases?
Super allocated. I think they're a few $100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had.
I'm dabbed out. That's awesome. So OG Brick 4, no OG Brick 420. Say it ain't so. All right, let's get into the blend. Try this out. Interesting nose. I mean, it kind of tastes like or smells. I mean,
Sugar
Kitty's in the house. Where's the timeout button? Oh, we can't do that on here.
I think you could, but
oh, you can. Look at that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just kidding. We have to continue to give ourselves a hard time about that.
So we were messing around with what options we have, and we used Sugar Kitty as our example to see if we could put someone in timeout.
We used him as our sugar guinea pig.
Exactly.
We're like, well, what happens if you put somebody in a timeout? It's like, oh, I can't undo that. And now he's stuck there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5-minute timeout. Just meowing in silence.
Sorry to break your heart, but it's true. I'm on drugs. Well, good for you. Hey, we've got the green, green background here, so fitting. Gordon Murphy says,
I have a yellow spot.
Yellow spot. I did not like it first.
If
Came back to it last
lasts
weekend.
longer than 4 hours. Please consult a physician.
Oh, good Lord. And it was awesome butterscotch. It's cool. I've never had. Have you ever had like green spot or
I have
yellow
no idea
spot?
what you're talking about.
It's a popular Irish whiskey brand, and they have everything from like correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe like the $40 range up to some more premium, and I don't know what the difference between any of them are.
Probably age proof.
Yeah, it could be, or finishing or something like that. To clean the box twice. It was to say, time out. I think you've proven the stream owner can do anything. Boat already sailed. Yes, that's true.
Fair enough.
Spots are a bit steep for my taste. Okay.
Huh. Honestly,
again, we're talking about whiskey.
I very rarely visit other aisles in the liquor store besides the bourbon aisle.
Mm-hmm. Good name for a channel, the bourbon aisle.
The bourbon aisle?
Yeah. Hey, here's a question. So, we recently got to know Bourbon School because I can't remember how we found their channel or if they found us or commented, or I can't remember how that worked.
No,
but it's awesome whenever you discover a new channel that you like. Do any of you have any new channels that you're watching that are maybe, it doesn't matter how big they are, but the bigger they are, the more likely people will know them. Like, do you have any that maybe other people don't know about yet, or drop them in the comments.
And what are the odds that Sugar Kitty's cats are named Yellow Spot and Green Spot?
Yeah. Who knows? He's a whiskey fan. Hey, Brian,
Bourbon Templars. Seriously, I was thinking of doing something with it, but that thought is not completed yet.
Is the bourbon aisle? Brian, I literally was just going to say, I was just watching Baker Drinks today. She's got a great channel. I really like her. So go subscribe to Baker Drinks.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, she does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mediocre Whiskey Review.
Jill from Mediocre Whiskey Review.
She does a good job.
She's just starting out, but doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
What's the guy? Bourbon starts with D.
Oh, Bourbon Drop?
Drop.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Drop?
Yeah, Myron over at Bourbon Drop. Yeah, we've talked about him before on here. Yep. Oh, yeah, Barrels and Bark. Yeah, Barrels and Bark's got a good channel, too.
Greg shows how to make... I don't do that.
Is that a different channel? Or is that the Bourbon Aisle? Or is that your Bourbon Templars? Are you going to show how to make...
Oh, mixed drinks on the Bourbon Templars. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get this business is coming together.
Let's see. Irish Distillers.
The name of the cat is Sugar. Imagine that.
OG Brick says how to drink. Okay, what does it say? Irish Distillers Limited, originally at the Jameson Bow Street Distillery, and now at larger facility in Middleton, make the Spots, Redbreast, and yes, they do. So, interesting little factoid here. Mm-hmm. This Keeper's Heart, the master distiller.
Well, wait a minute. We just learned that Sugar has a sister.
Has a sister, White Shoes. Oh, okay. Well, tell her to subscribe to the Bourbon Note.
Yeah, exactly. Please.
This Keeper's Heart, the master distiller from Middleton, who, as you just said, oversees Jameson and the Spots and Redbreast and Middleton. Yeah, I see that. Actually came over and partnered with two guys starting a distillery in Minneapolis. So this is a Minnesota brand that actually was started in conjunction with the master distiller. So dude knows a little something about whiskey.
We would like to think, yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
The Bourbon Chronicles.
All right, Bourbon Chronicles.
Don't know that
Any
one.
of you that have wrenches, can you drop links? We're in StreamYard, so I can't go give wrenches right now. Oh, How to Drink. Oh, yeah, you showed me that channel before, How to Drink. That's a huge channel, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think I know
Isn't
this
that the one
channel.
where the guy made like 100 old fashions?
I don't know this.
I'm pretty sure you sent me this video. We're going to get you to a neurologist.
I honestly, like, I don't think I've ever seen a video with multiple, like, that doesn't sound familiar at all.
I could have swore that was you that sent it.
Huh.
White Shoes does have an email address, but not a channel on YouTube. Oh, gotcha.
Ah.
Bourboncronicles.com.
That sounds interesting.
Is that it? Bourbon Chronicles?
Interesting.
Yeah, so I've heard a couple. So when I brought that up, Bourbon School right away mentioned Baker Drinks. When we challenged Myron over at Bourbon Drop to do the You Only Need 5, he challenged Baker Drinks. And that was one I was going to recommend. So everybody loves Baker Drinks. So go subscribe to her.
Okay, I have a request from everybody in the chat. So we've obviously been trying Irish whiskeys, but we're a bourbon channel. Does anybody have a recommendation for a bourbon that is here on the bar that I should try just to compare against this blend? What do you think I should try?
Coy Hill.
Let's keep the proof, like these are lower proof, so let's stay lowish proof.
Am I included in this, or is this like your other YouTube channel where it's everybody else but me?
No, let's.
I'm gonna be like a nagging girlfriend about this forever now.
How is that gonna be different?
All right, I handed you that. I set that right on the tee and just walked away. I don't know why I do this to myself. All right, recommend a bourbon for...
It's Bourbon Night. Who's that?
Who on earth are those folks? I think that was the first channel that you and I ever talked about.
Like, I'm still a huge fan of theirs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if there wasn't an It's Bourbon Night, there may not be a bourbon note. You know?
Well, I don't know if I took inspiration from that. I just liked what they did. Like, it's entertaining.
I mean, it helped me get into bourbon channels and stuff like that. So find the Bourbon Chronicles here. Okay, sweet. That's awesome. Keep the
Wolfie said Dickel, but I'm not gonna pour a Dickel bottle. I don't even know if we have anything from Dickel, but
do I have a Dickel? Easy now. Dickel.
Well, here's 104 proof that I really like.
That fired up. Let's do. I got an idea. How about a bourbon that we don't like?
A bourbon that we don't like.
Yeah. And then we'll do this against.
Is that the 110 proof or 104?
No, it's the bottled and bond one.
Oh, okay. So those are 100. If you're newer to it.
Seasons way.
It's Bourbon Night got me into bourbon. You
oh no! You know
totally
what we do? Okay, will you drink a George Dickel product against that, or were you joking?
Well, I don't want the Tabasco.
Son of a bitch! I thought I had you.
Yeah.
I was totally going to bust out the Tabasco.
I actually like the Tabasco one. I think it's better than it sounds. But so
I think it's meant for doing like
it's
spicy
novelty.
cocktails.
It's novelty.
Like a same kind of cocktail that would maybe be in the same lane as like a Bloody Mary type thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's his purpose. So we're doing
Evan Williams. I don't have any. Well, I've got the 86 proof that we put the stave in.
Oh, maybe it's gone.
It's down here.
This is Oregon Spirits. It's from the country called Oregon.
Wolfie, grape minds think alike.
100 proof. We think it's distilled from corn grown in Oregon, and it's just a little bit different. It's like grain to glass.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's their own.
Yeah. So it's not the worst thing ever, but it's not your traditional bourbon. It's a little different. I don't love it.
Strangely enough, if you mix these up, because this has a weird flavor to it that's very not bourbon-y. It does not smell like bourbon.
So I'm definitely getting the apple, kind of the apple crisp cinnamon baked goods thing.
Jack Daniel's single barrel, the barrel proof, or?
Lauren is talking about Evan Williams.
It's funny how YouTube suggests channels. I just subscribed to them this week. Who did you subscribe to, Brian?
I'm guessing it was that Bourbon Chronicles that people have been chatting about. It dropped.
I just wait a minute.
Let's skip that one.
Hell no, I'm not skipping that. I just dropped a Dickel in Brian's driveway and didn't shed a tear. Oh, okay. Never mind.
It sounds dirtier.
The monitor's a little ways away, so I just had to make sure we're keeping it clean.
You know, I'm not sure there's any euphemisms in that comment.
No.
Or if that's 100% honest.
Compared against that Monday fake bourbon. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I do still have a little.
Oh, you have the Kentucky 74 that's still horrible.
Yeah, that one wasn't as good.
True story. I honestly think that is the dirtiest, totally clean comment I've ever seen.
I think we can beat it. Hey, there we go. I didn't even plan that. I swear to God, I didn't even look at that. Just
when you got it, you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nailed that. Swear to God, that was not intentional. And you were on it right away. All right. I think the barrel proof would be a fair comparison. Yeah. Oregon bourbon sounds like it's a popular at baseball stadiums. Let's see. He got to say when he heard someone drop their Dickel. Yes, exactly. All right. I haven't had the Oregon Spirit yet.
Getting bourbon
it
notes.
Tastes nothing like bourbon to me.
Getting bourbonish notes. I'm getting more like the wood spice. The char,
I suppose that's
barrel spice.
You know what's weird though? Is I think tasting it against this Irish, it helps the Oregon Spirit. This doesn't taste as bad as it usually does.
Yeah, the Oregon Spirit definitely is okay.
Sorry, God. Dickel is a bit flaccid when compared to other whiskeys. I almost misread that one too. It's funny how we just get down these tangents here. Now you have to mix the Oregon Spirit.
Oh, you're
into the Irish.
You're a monster.
Yeah. I'm doing it. At this point, what are we even doing? We're just Hey, oh, by the way, Brian and Lauren, do you have live streaming capabilities? Let us know.
Yeah, we would totally like to invite channels.
We have to do channels. Yeah, so we as some of you know, we do the whiskey trivia night in America sometimes. And so we want to do, the last couple we've played against each other, but we want to do celebrity bourbon reviewer version.
We'll just hang out and have fun, drink whiskey, and ask trivia questions.
No, this is a straight up competition.
That's not big into competitions.
That's why we're inviting other people to compete.
That's okay, but I just like to hang out and drink whiskey.
Well, we can still do that, but I'm saying next time we do trivia night, we want to have other channels on.
That's fine. I'm totally okay with that.
All right, they do have live streaming capabilities. That's
nice.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, speaking of whiskey trivia night in America, as you all well know, I donned the blue leisure suit for the game show, as game show hosts want to do.
From your midsection up.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah.
Don't ask. Don't ask.
So I noticed I was watching Matt Madness the other night.
I have still never seen an episode.
Of Madness or ADHD whiskey?
Well, I've seen ADHD.
Okay, I was going to say, how have you never seen it?
But I've heard plenty of references.
Yeah.
But I've not seen an episode of Matt Madness.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is it a Sunday night thing?
Friday night. So anyway, I noticed he was rocking a pretty snazzy suit.
Seriously?
For Matt Madness. Well, he was rocking the jacket, but it was like sequins, kind of like multicolored, like rainbow.
He's doing the I'm Ben Walker.
It was pretty baller. But here's the thing. I have to go back and find out who was wearing the suit first. Not because I think Matt ripped me off, because I'm 100% confident he has no idea who we are. I just don't want people thinking I ripped him off.
Yeah, because I've never seen that.
And then maybe if our little channel grows someday, Matt and I can have a suit off.
A suit off?
Well, that's not what I meant by that.
Let's rephrase that.
Again, with the competition.
I'm not sure I want to participate in that one.
Yeah.
We're going to do that on the alternate channel. And I'm busy that day.
You get 6 whiskeys on the table and it just goes off the rails here.
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up. Without pants, that is. Yeah, exactly.
Lauren is very competitive. Okay, so she's a participant in the whiskey trivia night.
At one point, I had my moonshine vid on there, and it acquired enough views to allow for live. So, OG, do you have a channel?
Yeah. Don't know that.
You had your moonshine video on what? Because if you've got a channel,
that'd be awesome.
Did he get it at the thrift store, Doug Stanhope style? No, I am rocking the Stanhope style because I actually did get that at a thrift store.
Did you really?
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Oh, well.
Stanhope suit game is strong. Mine is, I'm kind of limited to the one blue leisure suit, so I'm not on Stanhope's level yet, but I hope to be someday because he's one of my all-time favorites.
I do have, to be honest, in this vein, I have a pretty nice sports jacket that is checkered.
Oh,
it's game show host-y.
But it still works if you want to go to like a nice restaurant.
I could certainly, go out to a nice restaurant and not be the craziest looking person ever. Well, based on clothing.
OG Brick says I started it. I hope so.
Nice.
Again, I don't think Matt ripped me off because I'm 100%. I know he doesn't know who we are because we have not been invited to be on Matt Madness. Or maybe that's the reason. Because he knows he's seen our channel.
I think he does.
Unfortunately, I was around when leisure suits were in style. Never had one, though. What do you mean, unfortunately? That sounds like a wonderful time.
Yeah.
In life.
So the older I get, and I'm now 49, the more I absolutely love the 70s and 80s that I grew up in.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like my childhood / early teens. By far my favorite period of life.
I think it's perfect because I grew up
the music was better. Fundamentally better.
Aside from all that, what I like about it, I was born in 1979, so I had the 80s, until I was, 11 years old, and then I got the 90s in my teen years. I like the fact that we got to have all that awesome time with great music, but music changes, and these young kids these days. But we got to have high school and all that stuff with no social media, no internet, no nothing, playing outside. But we do get to have technology like this as adults. I would not have wanted this stuff I'm glad I didn't have this as a
I totally agree.
For sure. So that's why I think it's the greatest time, not because our music was better, our movies were better, which they were.
They were.
But that's subjective. But I do like the fact that we missed out on that.
I agree. And I'm going to revisit the Bourbon Wall one more time because I need something a little bit more interesting.
Let's see. This is one. I have nearly 700. My other... That's funny, but I can go. So why didn't you ever told us you have a channel, OG Brick? I suppose I don't usually go into chats and tell people I have a channel either. But yeah, I had no idea because I can't tell.
Boys know. What is that?
Lauren just says boys know. Hey, OG, drop the link to your channel. Used to make cannabis content and they started to ban all the cannabis content. Oh, that's dumb. That they started banning it. I mean, it's legal in most of the country. So that's my next one, to find a sweet leisure suit. I think you should. The light blue is the way to go.
No, the yellow or the orange.
That would be pretty baller.
Seriously,
I feel like
if Greg Brady could do it, I could do it.
Oof. Those are fighting words. Greg Brady was a straight up pimp. Ice cold pimp.
He was my hero.
My parents bought me and my brother leisure suits to travel out of the country when we were 12 and 15. That's awesome. Yeah, Ben, that's the crazy thing. We were a week away in age. That's awesome.
Seriously? Wow.
70s was a great time for music. All genres of music intersected in that decade. Booze was limited, though.
Yeah, I would agree. It was a low point definitely for bourbon.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers to that. We had no internet in school. Oh, gee, I'm not sure I can put your comment. I could put your comment up if you want me to. I don't know. It's in the chat. You can see it.
Yep.
It's not something most agree with.
Yep.
With what? Growing or I don't care. Yeah, I'm very, very thankful we grew up without. Although my friends and I, we were super video movie nerds back then, and we used to rent a camera from the library at the school. We took video editing classes, and we'd make little movies and stuff like that. So having YouTube back then would have been amazing.
YouTube itself would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But it's all the other stuff with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have gone too far. But yeah, YouTube itself, if you had a platform to share your videos, because I actually was in the video club as well. And there was a band at the church
that you were also in?
No, the church I went to. No. Yes, however, that's not important.
Well, you said video club. I had to make
but
some nerd references.
I actually made a music video and it would have been cool to share that on YouTube.
Yeah. My friends and I used to like write scripts and do like skits and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, remember like Wayne's World, like, having a public access TV show.
Yeah.
Like that would have been the dream. Like that's what you would have had to do back then.
Yeah, right.
And that's what made that movie so cool. It's like these guys have like a local out of their basement show. And all these years later, here we are. Have a show that broadcasts to dozens of people around the world.
Dozens of people around the world are
AV Club, baby.
That's awesome. I think Lauren and I are starting to agree on a few things.
Yeah. Like starting a channel without me, apparently.
No, you're totally invited.
I had a cable access show with some friends in high school. Why are you still up? That is freaking awesome.
Seriously.
Sir Cuts, is there video of this? I have entire boxes of VHS tapes of just me and my friends. Like everywhere we went, we had a camera rolling. And it was one of those over-the-shoulder cameras.
That's absolutely
like we were doing that before Instagram stuff. Like,
and you had those crazy like VHS players that actually had like a jog shuttle, and you could do the editing right on the player with two.
Yep.
Like two.
Yeah, I can't even remember how it worked, but we had a class that we did that in.
Yep, totally. So, is it possible to invite people into StreamYard, or does it just have to be YouTube channels?
No, you can invite anybody. Anybody who's got a camera hooked up to their computer, or even probably a smartphone or something like that.
Okay.
So was in a fraternity in the 70s. Sure glad no phones were around then. Yeah, I bet.
Or cameras.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, exactly. Cameras. Yeah.
Nobody was appropriate in the 70s and 80s and 90s. We didn't mean to not be. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody.
Yeah, the cameras and just even Twitter or whatever, to document anything you ever, any thought you had being saved forever. Yeah.
I wish I still had the tapes. It was a variety style show and we had other kids call in. That's awesome. That was kind of like me and my friend's dream, was to have like a, some sort of platform to, showcase stuff like that.
I genuinely think we need to do like a Friday night or whatever time period works, where we open it up and we allow other people to like share their stories.
Sure.
On StreamYard, and obviously we're going to sit here drinking, but just have fun.
Yeah. It says you send them the link in StreamYard and the fun begins. All right. Maybe like some Friday night.
I think Sugar Kitty's trying to tempt us.
Betamax. That's awesome.
Unfortunately, my life has to return to normal fairly soon.
Tonight, you mean, or
like
tonight, in general? Yeah. We've almost hit the hour mark. We're going to be there pretty soon. It'd be fun is to actually like dig up some of those old like skits that me and my friends made. I could probably get them onto digital and like share them on just for fun. Like you were just saying, people can share their stuff. Like we made like
yet to hear anything fun out of this. I bet they're horrible. I think they're unwatchable.
Probably better than you might think.
You think so?
Yeah, because we like all.
I think
my friends took
the ones we created are horrible. I bet
they're horrible but fun. But they actually had like title screens, video, like editing, and some mild special effects. And
ours too.
Yeah. So, can you dig up any of yours?
No, that was so long ago.
Is that you can't, or you just won't?
I honestly have I'm sure they were simply on VHS tapes that have been destroyed for 30 years.
Sure. Yeah, I've got 2 boxes full, and most of it is just chronicling years of high school.
So I did one horror movie, I will admit to.
We did one at one point too.
No, I was like the actor. I was the murderer. And Ben was once a murderer in a Bourbon Note skit.
Yeah, that's true.
So I had a big knife slasher kind of like moment as a murderer.
I would like to see that.
Can we
share a picture of 1980s Greg from Leah's Facebook page?
Oh, does she have one?
She does. And I'm a fan.
Okay, sure. I honestly don't know what it is, but
I think it was you in like 1986 or something like that, or 89, or
that would have been. I graduated high school in 92, so there could have been.
We could probably bring it up.
Maybe in the future.
That would actually take long enough for me to figure out how to do that. Say stuff we could not do today. One skit was a killer Santa running around Jefferson High School. Horrible is sometimes hilarious.
Yeah, there's a times.
Lauren says we need to see it.
Yeah, okay, eventually, I'll find it.
I'm glad I was in high school and college in the 70s. It would be tough to have real fun today. Yeah, that's for sure.
So, Steven, were you San Diego totally? Like, I think he lives in San Diego now. Where were you like before that?
Just in case he was in the same area of California as you.
No, well, I was Northern California, so.
Graduated
Sugar
young
Kitty.
in 92. Were you in 92?
I was 92.
Okay.
But I mean, I graduated with a guy who was 21 who had failed several years in a row.
Nice.
But
That's the guy you go to for supplies on a Friday night.
Well, I was a church kid. That was pretty boring.
Nerd alert!
You
I mean,
know,
no offense to people that are church kids, but
yeah.
the boring part. Those are the people who
Harvard
are
of the
trying to
West.
offend right
That's
there.
very rarely referred to as that, to be honest.
Long Beach State. Nice. So I need to cleanse my palate with just a tiny, tiny little sip of decent whiskey.
Of a good bourbon? I just had a good
well,
bourbon.
not even a good bourbon. You know what? Here we go.
No, I suggest you have a real good bourbon.
I really like the Very Old Barton 90.
Well, I'm going to have this one.
Okay, do it.
A small pour of...
Look at how dark all this bourbon. It looks like coffee with the green lights on.
Caffey?
It's weird. Caffey.
Caffey.
So we're going to have to set up some sort of a...
Graduate 92.
Maybe we just see if anybody, like, kind of how we do with our Patreon subscribers when we can. It's been a while since we've done one, but
It has.
we'll put out a link for just like a hangout.
But I think we do it just like this, but then we post the link at the top of the chat. And anybody who wants to join, it's totally free. And we're just going to have a conversation.
Boy, that's dangerous.
It is a little dangerous, I will admit.
Like when Sean goes live, he just posts the link and anybody can, or Bobby does that too.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I
But-
trust the internet
well,
that much. I mean, you guys,
Sugar
obviously.
Kitty is going to talk about what Sugar Kitty wants to talk about. Bourbon School Lauren's going to talk about what she wants to talk about. That's totally okay. We're all respectful. We'll give each other a little bit of time.
OG's going to join us from his grow operation.
Yeah, you can talk about...
But he probably lives where that's perfectly legal.
Yeah, well, who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Let's see.
Is there a 420 area code? Because I always assume that's what they're referred to.
No, I think it's something to do with like it's the police call for a marijuana bust or something like that.
Seriously?
I think that's what it is.
Oh.
That's not me.
I thought it was
graduated then. I think over a decade older than that. Hence the sign. 5.5 years of my young life. Yes. Encroached on learning. I had a lot of things encroach on learning,
Yeah,
as
no
you
kidding.
can tell. Some of the channels, let's see, some of the channels, that's mostly what they do. Post the link in the chat, pin it to the top.
I like the idea of doing that again.
Sugar Kitty Talks Tuna. All cat stuff. He's just going to be sitting there licking his hands.
I've seen Sugar Kitty. He actually went live, I believe, on Sean Whiskey Wars channel once. And so I saw him, but it was only for a second.
Was he in like human form?
Yeah, he's a human. He's a human
I
being.
just pictured that like maybe you were a furry or something. And that's why you went with the kitty.
No, he's a guy.
That doesn't mean he's not a furry.
Well, no, he's a nice guy. I mean,
Doesn't mean he's not a furry. I'm not here to judge.
I think
Brian, Lauren will discuss Dickel in detail. Well, you might be in trouble tonight.
Yeah, I think you need to renegotiate your contract because
Waiting to hear her comment back.
So
if she's anything like my
seriously,
wife, she'll be
OG
laughing
Brick
hysterically.
420 in 1991. I went to UC Berkeley because I lived about an hour away from there to interview. I was considering going there. I ended up not going there.
Because you're not a dirty hippie, or
I'm not a filthy hippie, I will admit. However, UC Berkeley is actually a really interesting school for
I bet it is.
astronomy and physics, even if you're not a filthy.
He says that's Sugar Daddy, not the cat. Lauren says, I'm an expert. All right, this is getting really interesting now.
All right, Lauren. You definitely need to move this to the other channel. I think so.
So you guys have the same dynamic that my wife and I have. The reason she's never been on the channel is honestly, she's a wild card. I'd have to hit the dump button for whatever she would say.
Being a damn dirty hippie.
The human can also be
I think
seen
Sean and I
on Scotch
agree.
Down Under and Shelf Turds old streams. You want a link? Yeah, absolutely. Drop a link. Hooray for not being a damn hippie. Jepson's bourbon tonight for the win. Don't have a freaking clue where it is distilled, but yum. Okay. Says, but we're not married.
So I don't know if we want to out them, but I think they are like, they're just friends, right? They're not.
Oh, is that the deal?
Yeah, I don't think they're married themselves, Like, I think they have different relationships.
And the winner for making it awkward goes to Ben Walker on the Bourbon.
Oh, you assume they were married?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
It's not a It's Bourbon Night thing.
Well, I
where
don't
they
know.
weren't. Well, at the beginning when they started their channel, they weren't married. Then at some point they were.
Did I? She works with my wife. Okay, I completely have made this weird.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Then
I don't
again,
know where they're going with this, but
if you and your wife have the same dynamic as my wife, and I also another area where it wouldn't be a big deal, she'd just laugh at that. Everyone does. Okay, so let's move on. What was I just going to showcase here? Oh, so yeah. Anyway,
so what are you drinking?
Now that I've
oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so who was just saying about Jepson's? Okay, so Sir Cuts was just saying Jepson's bourbon tonight for the win. Don't have a freaking clue where it's distilled. This is Jepson's bourbon. It's a distillery out of Chicago. This is the Friday. I was going to say 5 night. Friday night at Fred's Cigar Blend from Storytime. This happens to be MGP finished in cognac casks. I don't know if Jepson's gets all their stuff from MGP, but this in particular is. And I have heard this is fantastic. We're going to do a review on this soon.
So what is Storytime? Let's start there.
Storytime is a non-producing distillery. You'll see Shane come in the comments sometime.
The guy's name is Shane. He has a YouTube channel.
He's on Whiskey Wars quite a bit with Sean.
Yep. And he's on Bobby's channel. That's where I saw him.
So how about those Braves? Sean changing the subject for me. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So Shane does a distillery. You can subscribe. You have to get a membership to it. It's either $10 a month or $100 a year.
And the truth is, I signed up, and I don't know what I signed up for, if I'm honest.
Well, you can buy bottles when they get released. And from everything I've heard, that goes up against Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend.
He also sent us a bottle, so we have it ready to review.
He didn't send that bottle. I bought that one.
I have it's Port Night or something.
Yep, the Port Night.
The Port Night.
It's either the Port Night or the Port Night Rises.
Yeah.
He's got 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Siri. Try harder.
I think is the Malort. The 100 proof is an ugly plan bottle with no info. Oh, that's the 100 proof?
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, Sean, maybe you can you've had the Friday night at Fred's Cigar Blend. What did you think of it? Because I know it's
I've
definitely
heard it's great. Bobby thought it was great, but he has no taste.
Speaking of this, why don't we hear back from Sean if he's still on here? We'll give him a second.
Well, yeah.
And maybe he can say some stuff if he's, what he's had from Storytime and whether or not he's liked it. I think he has. And then we'll hop off because Bobby is actually live, I'm assuming right now.
Yeah.
Let's check and see. I think he was going to start a live stream at 6:25 with Stacy from Four Leaf
Clover or 4 Leaf Whiskey.
So I think it's a great bottle for $70. Yeah, that's what I just keep hearing. It's really good. So yeah, Bobby is on live right now. So why don't we pass it on over to him? I encourage you guys all to go over to Bad Axe Bourbon. And let's see. Link to Sugar Daddy's Drinking Johnny Smoking Gun. Okay, there we go. Or Sugar Kitty, I mean. Did I say? Oh, no, you did say Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy. Yep. All right. And I think Brian and Lauren, we need to talk about how to do a collab. I'm interested in hanging out.
The Port Night Rises is
that's
nice
the bottle I have.
Yeah, so we'll do that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Brian and Lauren, we should do a live stream at some point.
Totally.
Soon here. So yeah, we'll try to figure that out. Love to have you guys on. So since we now know that Lauren is competitive for the Whiskey Trivia Night in America, would be awesome.
She said she was competitive, but they're from the other Buffalo.
I think Brian said she was competitive, so I don't even think she said it about herself.
Ben has our email.
Yes, I do. I think I have it in our Instagram chat.
Yep,
I believe. We talked over email. That's right.
Yeah.
So their top bottles.
They're from the lesser known Buffalo.
Are comparable to MWND. What's that?
It's
bad person. Lauren says, "Oh shit!" Yeah, she is. All right, I want to hear what am I missing? MWND. Sometimes I just. All right, there's the direct link to Bad Axe's stream.
Yep. All right.
I'm just trying to figure out what Sugar Kitty meant by the
MWND, and then we're gonna call it a night. Midwinter Night's Dram.
Oh, Midwinter Night's Dram.
Yeah,
Okay,
good call.
cool.
Good call.
Brian for the win. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys very, very much. Have a happy St. Patty's Day. Look for the Rare Breed Unfiltered video tomorrow, and then a bonus video on Friday of this stuff right here. But you guys already know that we liked it, but please check it out. Like, comment, subscribe anyway. And everybody have a fun and safe St. Patty's Day. It's on a Friday, so extra partying. So please be safe, and everybody get home safely that night. Sláinte, Bourbon School.
Totally. Until next time. See you next time.